Hey y'all, good evening. This is Tonetta, relationship coach here at Speak Your Truth, where I help you learn how to speak your truth and be who you are within your relationships. I want to welcome y'all to this video. This video is actually talking about something that I created for you all for free on last month. It's called Unpacking the Baggage Questions. I know I talk a lot about speaking your truth and finding out who you are so you can have the most healthiest relationship that you can have, and more open relationship, and of course better communication, that kind of thing. But like I said before, it always starts with you. It does not start with your partner. Of course, yes, they can do these questions as well, because you're going to be asking your partner these questions as well. But like I said, it all starts with you. My recommendation, of course, I have 30 questions. 30 questions, so 15, the first 15 are of course questions that take place outside the bedroom when it comes to intimacy, romance, communication, problem solving. And of course, the last 15 are talking about, talking about things inside the bedroom when it comes to fantasies, when it comes to what you like, how you want to orgasm, and the communication in the bedroom as well. Like I said, it covers all those things and a whole lot more, just to let you all know. I had to sit back and think about some questions that, of course, I had to ask myself when I started on my journey, trying to figure out who I am, what I'm about, and how I'm going to show up in my next relationship, and of course, the relationship I have with myself as well. And like I said, I definitely had to sit back and think about these questions to make sure that there are questions that you all can, of course, use and, of course, learn from, and, of course, develop a better relationship with yourself, and then, of course, with your partner as well. So, like I would tell you in all the, in this particular video, like I said, these are 30 questions. My first thing is, of course, making sure that you, of course, take your journal, take your notebook, and write out these questions on your own, of course, first, so that you can know how you react in your relationship and what kind of patterns you have, and how you like to have sex, or whatever it is, whatever the question's asking. And I will go over all these 30 questions in the next videos coming up, just to let you all know. This one today is just one of them, actually. But like I said, the first thing, you're going to be asking yourself these questions to find out what the things about you, of course, that you may want to look at. You may want to, of course, create some change around, that kind of thing. And then you'll go talk to your partner, of course, or your potential partner, whoever that person is. Of course, I'm hoping that it's your now partner. I guess I put it that way as well. But like I said, you'll go talk to that person to, of course, talk to them about these questions. Let them know what you're wanting to do. Of course, you all want to, of course, ask these questions back and forth. Or you can allow that person to do it on their own as well, and then you all come back to collaborate. I know before, when I did some questions, I think I did 20 questions actually, and of course that's what I put in that description as well, just so you all can, of course, go ahead and answer these questions on your own, then come together to, of course, collaborate to talk about these questions and see how you all differ and to see how you all are similar in certain ways. So like I said, make sure that you're getting yours down below. It is free. It is a PDF document. It will, of course, download to your phone. Like I said, it's definitely free for you. Go ahead and get yours right now. And like I said, I have it up. I guess I have it in all these videos that I do all month long about the unpacking the baggage questions. That link will be in all those video descriptions, I guess, just to let you all know. So like I said, definitely go ahead and get yours today, and go ahead and start answering your questions. Of course, let your partner know what it is as well. Either send the link to your partner or tag them in this video so that they can, of course, get their own list and that kind of thing, and start working on their part. And like I said, after that, you all want to come together, merge together, and like I said, have that communication, talking about outside the bedroom and inside the bedroom, to find out what you all, what your values, beliefs are, all those kind of things, and how you all are similar and how you all are different. So with that, I want to say thank you all for tuning into this video, and let me go into the first one. This first question, it says, have you ever seen or experienced a healthy, loving relationship? And why this question is important, because you want to know what kind of background and what kind of caregivers your partner had. You want to know if your partner comes from an environment where it was constant arguing, or constant sweeping things up under the rug. People were not, of course, communicating well at all. When they was yelling and fighting and all those kind of things, where they never saw any kind of relationship where they had any kind of positivity. There was no fighting. There, people were getting along. Folks were talking, communicating, and working out their problems. You want to know what kind of relationships their parent had. And like I said, you want to know where your partner's coming from. And you, of course, asking yourself this question, you want to make sure that you're reflecting on how you were raised as well. You want to, of course, find out think about, like I said, where you came from, and how you were raised, and how the raising in the environment that you were in may have affected your relationships, either currently or in the past. You definitely want to know that. And like I said, this is definitely an important question, because I know I did not see a positive and healthy and loving relationship growing up. And I had a lot of anger issues and different things. I know I sabotaged a lot of stuff with my mouth and things I would say and all that kind of stuff, and not knowing how to love somebody. And like I said, I definitely had to learn that over the years. And like I said, if this is you, definitely ask yourself this question and tell yourself the truth. The main thing is not just answering these questions just to, of course, write something down and think about something false. You want to make sure that you're telling yourself the truth. My business is called Speak Your Truth. It's not called Speak Your False or anything else. You want to make sure that you're digging deep in these questions. And like I said, telling yourself the hard truth about how you were raised, what went on, and what kind of traits may be in that in your parents' relationship that caused you to be the way you are today. Like I said, you definitely want to know that. And when you all come together to talk about this, like I said, you will definitely find out how your partner was raised, what was going on in the household, that kind of thing. And I want you all to be honest with yourselves. Like I said, definitely be honest. Like I said, all this not just this question, talking about whether you have seen or experienced a healthy and loving relationship. This is very important, but there's other questions as well that's equally important. Like I said, within this 30 question list that you all can download right now for free. Like I said, these questions will definitely help you figure out your own truth. And of course, I'm sure have some light bulbs going off in your head too, as far as like your own self-awareness, as far as how you became the person that you are today. Because our environment, of course, growing up and as young adults, that plays a major part in how we, of course, move through our life, and how we, of course, develop or destroy relationships. I guess I put it that way as well. So like I said, this is definitely the first question. And just to let you know, with all these questions, I will, of course, answer all these questions truthfully as well, so that you all know that I'm doing my work too, not just you all. I'm not just telling you all to do this and answer these questions. These are things I had to answer, I guess, ask myself and and tell myself those hard truths back in the day. So like I said, I'm telling y'all that now. So you will, of course, hear my story as well, or hear whatever my answer is to these questions, just to let you all know that. So like I said, with me, I did not grow up in a healthy or loving environment. My parents, of course, my dad was very abusive to my mom, fought a lot. And like I said, I know with that temper, I picked up temper. I know that now. Picked up that temper, picked up that, I went to, of course, jump on people and do all this stuff and just bad mouthing and all this kind of stuff and all the aggression. That's what I picked up. I didn't pick up the passive, like my mom, not fighting back, that kind of thing. I picked up all the aggression, I put it that way. In some environments, of course, I made sure that I wasn't so aggressive and that kind of thing, especially when I was at work, because you can't, of course, be at work. Oh, I'm going to do this. You'll be fired the next day or that day. So like I said, I knew where to have these behaviors at, and I knew when to, of course, bring them out, I guess, put it that way, and keep them in. So like I said, this is definitely something that I learned with my parents growing up, that I did not see a healthy or loving relationship. But of course, I had to learn how to create that in the relationships that I did have. Of course, I was married and divorced. Of course, I'm married and divorced, had another long-term relationships and other little short ones in between. And now I'm in a current relationship. We've been together a year and a half, almost 2 years now. But like I said, I had to learn through all those trials and tribulations, all the failed relationships that I've had, in order to have how to, of course, have a healthy and loving relationship. I had to figure out what that looks like. I know what it looks like now. That's why I'm telling you all that this question is why it's very important. You may not have had a healthy, loving relationship from your parents and seen what that looked like growing up, but you can, of course, create that. Your relationship does not always have to be about fighting and arguing and not getting along and not trusting your partner and no intimacy and no sex and all these kind of things. You can definitely learn how to, like I said, create that particular relationship, that healthy and loving relationship. And I hope that these questions, well, I not hope, but I'm sure they're going to, of course, help you all, of course, find out who you are, of course, the self-awareness, and then come together to find out who your partner is, so y'all can talk about this. And of course, that all this communication, talking about your past, letting your partner into your life, that kind of thing. That's the intimacy that I'm trying to build with all these questions. The intimacy and the connection and the bond between you two. Like I said, that's why these questions are very important. So with that, I want to say thank you all again for tuning in. I'm Tonetta Clay, your relationship coach here at Speak Your Truth, where I help you speak your truth and be who you are within your relationships. And like I said, there's a whole list of all these questions, and this is the first one, but there's 30 of them. So go ahead and get your free download with the link in the description, and go ahead and start working on these right now today, y'all. So with that, I want to say thank you all for tuning in. Take care, y'all. Have a great evening.